Hey everyone, Mr. Sheehan here, and I'm going to work through some of this week's problems. For number one, they want us to put some numbers in these boxes so that they are perpendicular. Now remember, perpendicular means that the slopes are negative reciprocals. So for example, if one of them was negative 1/2, then the slope for the other one has to be positive 2 over 1. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is put them in slope-intercept form. This bottom one is actually good. It's already y equals mx plus b. The top one, we just need to move the x. So let's go ahead and subtract whatever, subtract this whole piece and put it over there so that we get some number for y is equal to, and I'm just putting the x in the right place, negative something x plus another number. Now, these two are the exact same format, and I just need to figure out what numbers. Like, you can put any numbers here. So, for example, for the y-intercept, I could put 4 and 6. Doesn't matter what numbers those are. I'm going to keep it super simple and just keep these as 1y. And so the only one that I'm really changing are the slopes. So again, if I have a negative here, let's say it's negative 3 over 2 here, then the second one, for it to be perpendicular, you have to flip it and switch the sign. So that's positive 2/3. So let's put these numbers back in the original box for the right places. For the number with y, I just kept it as 1. And I saw some of you that did this problem already this week did that. I'm keeping the 4 and the 6 here. And I just have to put these in the right spot. So I had 3 over 2 here, and I had 2 over 3 there. That's how you do number 1. Number 3 is solving for each literal equation, and they said solve for x. What that means is get the letter x by itself on each of these, okay? So for this first one, let's subtract this f, subtract f, so I have d minus f is equal to f of x, f times x. I'm going to divide by f, those cancel out. D minus f divided by f is equal to x for the first one. Second one, I'm going to multiply times p to get it out from the bottom. So I have p times m is equal to x plus n. And now I'm going to subtract n from both sides. So here's what I have. I'm just putting them side by side. Pm minus n, n, the letter n, is equal to x. Okay, for the last one, this last one's tricky. We have two x's on here. And so let's factor out the x. What I mean by factor out the x is like divide out the x from this side right now. So we would have x times q plus 1 is equal to r. Okay, so I took out the x, and then I am dividing both sides by q plus 1. And keeping that together, divided by q plus 1. So that I have x is equal to r divided by q plus 1. That was real tricky. All right, number 5. This is the one that I wanted you to post on Canvas with a picture circling which one. It says 2 of these are wrong, but only one of them is right. So you have to figure out which one is right and then find the error for the others. So remember, to find slope, it's going to be y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, and in all of these problems, I'm going to color code these. Here's y2 and y1, and then the first number is x2 and x1. So we know that we have to have the minus 2's have to be on the bottom for sure. And so it should be negative 2 minus negative 2. This one looks pretty good. Negative 2 minus negative 2. The other two do not have negative 2 take away negative 2. So this must be the one that's correct. B must be correct. Let's check though. So 5 take away 1 is 4. That's good. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. That's good. And it is undefined. So B is correct. B is the one that's good. Let's see what's wrong with A. In A, they did 5 take away 1 is 4. And that's fine. But negative 2 minus 2, they didn't write it right. It should be negative 2 minus negative 2, like that. So this is the problem. And then on C, they flipped it. You see they had it upside down. They had the 5 minus 1 should be on top. So A is wrong, C is wrong, B is good. Next one for number 7. It's been a little while since we talked about systems of equations, and I put a hint in here for you. You have to solve the system to identify what do B and C actually equal. So what I would do here is I would try to do elimination. Notice that they're written like off though. They're kind of, we got to flip the order here a little bit. So here's what I'm writing. I'm going to write the first one. I'm going to keep the B first. So 7B minus 2C is equal to 12 on top of negative 6B plus 3C. So I just switched those two so that the B's and the C's line up, is equal to 3. And for elimination to work, you want to multiply by something to cancel one of the variables. I'm going to try to cancel out the C. So I'm going to multiply the top by 3, and I'm going to multiply the bottom times 2. So I get these new equations. I have 3 times 7 is 21b minus 6c is equal to 36. And on the bottom, we have negative 12b plus 6c is equal to 6. Now, 6 and c and 6c cancel out, and I just have to solve for b. So 21 minus 12 is 9b is equal to 36 plus 6 is 42. Divide by 9, divide by 9. And so 13 over 3 is equal to b. And now that we know b, we can take this number and plug it into either of the original equations. I'll do I'll do this one, the bottom one. So negative 6 times 13 over 3 plus 3c is equal to 3. So let's see, 6 over 2 is negative 26 plus 3c is equal to 3. Plus 26 plus 26, 3c is equal to 29. Divided by 3, divided by 3. Again, it's going to stay a fraction. 29 doesn't divide by 3. So this one's kind of messy, but basically the question now is b plus c more than 14? So let's add b and c. So b was 13 thirds. At least they have the same denominator. Plus 29 thirds. Is it greater than 14? Question mark. So let's see, we get 42 thirds. 42 thirds is greater than 14. So 42 divided by 3 is, 13? Yeah, 13. Oh, so is 13 greater than 14? No. So column B is bigger. And then last one was number 10. Find the slope of which column is greater. So the slope of this one or the slope of this one. So you just have to rearrange them both to put them in slope-intercept form. So for the one on the left, minus 2x from both sides. 3y equals negative 2x plus 7. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Y equals negative 2 thirds x plus 7 thirds. And for the second one, minus 2x, minus 2x. Oh, they're the same. Sorry, I had to read this. The slope of a line that's perpendicular to the same one. So notice we had negative 2 thirds. Perpendicular would be positive 3 over 2. And positive 3 over 2 is more than negative 2 thirds. So column B is bigger. And that's it for this week.